Well, in Arizona, this is a hot summer. In the summertime, I don't do any bike riding. All I do is I come to my shop here maybe once a week, maybe twice, and all I do is basically detail all my bikes. That's why I keep them in immaculate condition. Even when I ride them, they get a gentle detail. And kind of tidy up the shop now and then. I start to clutter things. I need to put that backpack somewhere displaying, but right now I just tossed it there. And I keep these bikes detailed. I know that's just an aftermarket 2020, nothing too special. I like that Sturmy Archer hub in the front. Bought it real cheap, practically new, $200. These things were like, I don't know, $600-700 or something like that. Anyways, but then this is my 97 Cruiser. Everything works. I decked it up to with Phantom parts when they came out in '95. So, anyways, you can see I'm still tidying up my shop here. But that's all I do during the summer. It's just too hot to do anything outside. And my room is 82 degrees. That's where I keep my AC at 82. 82 is fine with me. Some people like it colder. I can't because my sinuses whacked up. About 82, I'm starting to feel a little bit in the bridge of my nose, but I'm fine. I'd rather have that than I've had almost 8 weeks of migraines, which I don't have a history of migraines, but something hit me and oh my God. So my doctor gave me some real good medication that actually is good preventive medication that keeps them tamed down. So I've been taking a pill every morning, so it helps. It's been helping. It took about 2 weeks to really notice a difference because medication sometimes your body can take a week or 2 weeks, sometimes a month. But thank God it's been doing this thing, so which gives me the ambitious to go around and do things. I haven't been in my shop here for about almost a month and a half because when you got those headaches, you don't feel like doing anything. You don't even feel like driving. But now that I'm feeling great, knock on wood, and I hope I maintain that way. But in the meantime, I'm just detailing this bike here. I started on it last Wednesday. I was here, but then it got kind of late, and I was doing some other things. I was still working on back there, and not quite done, but it's starting to do a little better. I need to get a TV pedestal to put the TV just a little bit higher. Then I can put one of these, probably put that VCR underneath the pedestal. It'll lift the TV up a little bit, and then my DVD player I can actually slide things over a little bit. So that's in the works. And also I got a cable coming in the mail, so I can connect the cable to the sound system. Because that sound system out there, it's okay. It's nothing like at home, but it's okay for playing a DVD movie. The bass is not that bad, but it's not like my one at home that it's even better than the movie theaters. But it's going to be connected to this here, so at least the audio, the voice, and the sound effects will come up pretty nicer than just the TV speaker playing through that subwoofer there too. So, anyways, getting back to this little discussion on this what they call solo polo lights or polo lights. This ones are made by Oxford. Oxford has been around since 1972, and this one here is actually I believe this might have been their second or third line rear tail light. And this one here, the switch is back over here on top, and you just turn it once. Here we go. This is new all stock. Sometimes when they're new, the switch there, you kind of have to kind of like work it in. But I haven't really used it, only a couple times at night. But anyways, but it's a nice they call this a lantern tail light. You just do it again. Here's a little click. And the one over here on my '98 Apple reissue, this light here, I remember buying this light brand new back in 76, 77. Before I had the lowrider bike, I just bought it because I was buying parts and stuff just to have, because I had the idea I want to make a lowrider bike, but I got to start off with the frame, the wheels. I mean, it took a while to gather all that stuff and help with my Schwinn dealer. He helped me a lot. So anyways, I remember buying this at a department store. I believe it was called Yellowfront. And this one here, I believe it was the first one to come out. Because, like I said, Oxford has been around since 72. So it had to come out between 72, 73, around there. Same thing, the switch is up here. You just turn it once, a little click, and it's on. And then you turn it off, you just do it again. Go the other way. Here, click, and it's off. And I remember because this one has like a little blue light or a blue dot, just for decor. And I had that on my lowrider bike. After I've gotten the frame, I had it painted black. And I did a somewhat, not exactly of the bike I had before, but it was a Stingray frame. That is the fender. That was new all stock at the time when I put it on that bike. My Schwinn dealer helped me a lot. He helped me with the seat, the fender, and that's the original crank and the sprocket. What else did I have? The wheels. He supplied me the wheels. That's this one here is a different wheel, but I have it in a box. I have an S2, and it's a center stamp too. He just had some used parts in the back. He was bringing them out, and an S7, of course, not this one. I had those two wheels. I still have them. I have them in the box behind me. So I had the two wheels. I had the sprockets. I was getting there, and the handlebar. What was it? I think it was the 68 type. So, something like that's on like these reissues here. Or if you know the 68, 69 handlebars. Is what I had on that. These ones here are the earlier ones. These are like 66, 67. But I like these handlebars. I like how these swoop down. So that's not the right handlebar I had on my bike, but I had the 68, 69 bars. And because he was going by the frame, the serial number, and he was looking back there. Of course, this one here is 74, so it's up here. And so anyways, he was trying to get parts that kind of get close. This one's the razor. I didn't know what he was talking about. This is a razor fender. If he said it back then, I would not know what he was talking about. And then the fender I had in the front, I still have. It's not the right fender. It was a fender for the standard Stingray. So it was shorter, of course. And I think it was off of a girl's because it had the bracket. So it was a little bit more thinner, which I had behind me too. I kept all those parts. And then the Springer, I also have behind me. I had to get that one. He did have one later that I knew, but he didn't want to sell it. I didn't know that till many, many, many years later. But he pointed out about an older man that lived not too far in Mesa at that time, just up north. He had a lot of stuff. So a lot of metal stuff and bike parts and a lot of stuff. He said it's just endless, his backyard. So I went there on the second trip. I mentioned to him the first time that I'm looking for a 20-inch Springer. He was telling me he's got a lot of 26s out there. Some older ones back in the pre-war Phantom. But he said he might come across one. He said check back with him in about 2 weeks, and just he'll hold it for me. So lo and behold, 2 weeks later, me and my dad went over there, and we waited for him. He came. He reminds me like the Sanford Son series of that old truck. Yeah, I believe it was a Ford or Chevy. Don't remember, but it was old. I know that. He had that truck loaded with stuff. And he told me, I think I got what you're looking for. So we followed him back to his back porch, and he was holding his hand. He was all dirty and grimy, but he was kind of like cleaning it with his fingers. He goes, it'll polish up. He wanted $15 for it. All I had was $10. So my dad offered him 2 packs of Salem's, and he thought about it and said, "Okay, kid, here you go. I know you wanted one. You've been looking for one, so here you go." And it's behind me. But so I added the 20-inch Springer, and I thought it was cool because my 3 other friends had lowrider bikes with Springers, and I had mine. So, anyways, that tail light, I had that on the lowrider bike. But since I already got lights on here, there's the cat eye turn signal, and what else I have on here? This is just an add-on. I like it because it's got a laser light, and it's got like 7 different lighting effects. But it's okay. I decided to put it on this one for right now. So, anyways, that's made by Oxford. I believe that was the first one. Then it was the one I showed you before, and then the other one was actually a rounded casing, but it had the same lens cover like that one, round. I had 3 of those, but when I sold my collection out in 2019, a lot of that stuff I sold. And now they're expensive. They're about $100 if you find one, but I'm not that eager to get one, pay $100 and get one. So I try to get stuff reasonable. Like that light there, I paid $16 for it, and it was the shipping just under $22. So I got that light. These ones here came from Australia. These are the cat eye. These are the same company that made Schwinn, or Schwinn approved. Let's see if I got the switch up here somewhere. Oh, it's over here. Okay. I can reach this side. This one works pretty good. You got to do it manually. It's one thing about this. You see the switch is right over here. You got to do it manually, and then the left switch is over there. Where the Schwinn one is just like what's on this 70 orange crate. It's just one switch, right, left, and it'll go simultaneously. I don't say that right. And you just put it in the middle, it turns off. So anyways, this came from Australia. $67. NOS in a package. $18 shipping. I bought one. And I got it within less than 6 days. And he had about 8 or something more. So I bought another one. And I put that one on my 65 Lime. There again, the switch is over here. Everything works. I can't reach the left one, but it works just the same. So, same price, $67. It didn't even went up about, I don't know, it looked like he went up about $10, $15 more. Because he only had about maybe 3 or 4 left. And I notify a couple of my friends that might be interested, and I got mine safe and sound, so they ordered theirs. And then he was down to 1 more left. And I bought the last one he has. They're up there. I got 2 of them now. This is my little humble display. Sorry about that AC on there. Got them right there. 2 of them. Just a little bit of this and that in there. But anyways. But that's the story about the Oxford Solo Polo light. If I find the other one, if it's a good reasonable price, maybe I'll get one. It has to be new stock. But the only thing bad about those ones is that similar like this one, but this one's different design. The other one, if you hit a bump real hard, this whole lens will fall off. My brother had bought one, and he noticed that too. Riding around, all of a sudden you hear that blink, blink, he click, fell on the street and cracked it a little bit. His cracked a little bit right in here. But this one's a better design because it ain't gonna come off. So that last one that they made was a terribly made. Would I spend $100 for it, new old stock, knowing that lens gonna come off? No. If I get one for 15, 20 bucks, it's going to be on my display and then we're going to use it. I put a battery in it just to test it. That's about it. But this one was better made. So, bad design on that one. Anyways, that's what I'm doing today. A little bit of finishing up. It's already going to be 3 o'clock. I'm going to leave here about another hour. I'm going to head back home. I got things to do, so I'm going to finish up here. Just a little bit of cleaning, so I got a cable coming in for that, for the audio part of that TV. And I'm glad my AC is working good. Just the other TV was suffocating it. I didn't even know that. Even though there was like this much from the back of it, but it went about a little over halfway here, it still was suffocating it. So I'm glad that that was the issue. Now it works fine. I don't have to worry about pulling it out in December, which was my plan. But it ain't broke, so why fix it? So it fixed itself. Okay, time to get back to work and call it quits for today.